It's 6 p.m. This is News Now on Flow 94.9 FM or more. I have the flow of God's own state. Good evening. My name is Mercy Orji. Now the headlines. NJC issues Justice Onowen fresh query over EFCC's petition. Security agents meet over burning of INEC offices. Abia state governorship candidates commit to peaceful election. And on the foreign scene, a Thai princess disqualified from prime minister race. Now the news in details. President Muhammadu Buhari is insisting that his administration has stemmed the tide of insecurity in the northeast, as well as farmers and herders clash in the northeast. President Buhari gave this indication in the continuation of All Progressive Congress APC presidential rally in Abeokuta, Ogun State.
In the last 3.5 years, the people of the northeastern Nigeria are the ones most affected then by insecurity. The Boko Haram has been virtually degraded. The problem in the northwest and in north central about the hardest stagnant farmers is under control.
He disclosed further that his administration has achieved food security in the country. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari is appealing to Nigerians to re-elect him to consolidate on the successes recorded in the making the country a better place. In a video released by the presidency yesterday, the president promised to protect Nigerians' mandate and deliver on his electoral promises.
I hereby humbly ask for your support again in the coming election to enable us to move to the next level and to consolidate on the successes recorded in making our country a better place. I don't take your support for granted.
The National Judicial Council, NJC, has ordered the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onowen, to respond to a fresh petition the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, lodged against him. Justice Onowen was handed 7 days to respond to allegations the EFCC raised against him. The council, which took the decision at the end of its emergency meeting in Abuja, further constituted a preliminary complaints assessment committee to consider responses to Onowen and the acting CJN, Justice Tanko Mohammed, to various petitions against them. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has commenced hearing of the 3 appeals filed by the 2 factions of the All Progressives Congress APC in River State, led by Ibrahim Umar and Ojukai Amache. Recall that Justice Nwogo had, in his judgment, barred the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, from recognizing the primaries conducted by the Rivers APC, wherein Toyin Cole and others were nominated to represent the party in the coming general elections. After listening to the arguments of the parties involved, the Supreme Court proceeded on a short recess, after which it would deliver a ruling on the appeals. Leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, Chief Edwin Clark, says the regional leaders adopted the PDP, the People's Democratic Party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, because he agreed to restructure the country. Briefing newsmen in Abuja, the former national commissioner said the South-South would only vote for the candidate that would restructure the country to ensure equity and justice.
When we talk about adopting a candidate, we did not just come overnight to say that this is the candidate we want. This talking about restructuring has been on for years. We've been talking about where the minorities, particularly those of us from the middle belt, we have been neglected. We have become second-class citizens in our own country. We are marginalized. So we felt our salvation is in restructuring of this country. We will only support a candidate that believes in restructuring.
Ahead of Saturday's election, the Independent National Electoral Commission in Plateau State has met with heads of security agents, including the police, Customs, Civil Defense, Special Task Force, and political parties, among others, on how to ensure a hitch-free poll in the state. Addressing the stakeholders, INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner Halilu Pai said the meeting had become imperative in order to address critical risks that, if left unattended to, might negatively affect the smooth conduct of the polls. Pai, who was represented by Head General Administration and Procurement of the Commission in the state, Usman Wase, noted that over time, both external and internal factors have posed serious threats to the conduct of the free, fair, and credible elections in the country. Governorship candidates in the forthcoming elections in Abia State have committed to a peaceful and credible poll. The candidates made the promise at the signing of a peace accord in Umuahia ahead of the elections. Flow FM News has more.
The peace accord, which was initiated by Vision Africa Radio in collaboration with INEC and civil society organizations, was aimed at ensuring a peaceful election in Abia State, beginning from Saturday's presidential polls, according to Bishop Sunday Onwoha.
I know them, and I know on their own, none of them will want to create crisis in Abia State. And so having them publicly demonstrate peace today will encourage their followers to know that they have to toe the same line of peace.
One after the other, the candidates took their turns to sign the dotted lines, affirming their readiness to play according to the rules. In his remarks, the governorship candidate of People's Democratic Party, Okeze Ikbazo, challenged INEC and security agencies to play their part in ensuring a peaceful election.
As the leader of Abia, my desire and sincere wish that no single plot of any Abia drops on account of this election. I want to implore INEC to ensure that some of the things we hear about people already in custody of the church does not happen.
The governorship candidates of APC, Uche Oga, and his APGA counterpart, Alex Oti, also affirmed to a non-violent polls.
People that love peace and will ensure that we maintain peace in all our activities to ensure that no life is lost in this state.
I'd like to also call on fellow candidates who have appended their signature to these documents today to ensure that we do not implement the document in breach. Because it is one thing to sign a document and it's another thing to ensure that we execute.
The candidates are expected to live up to their promises of ensuring a peaceful Abia State during and after the elections. Samson Eze, Flow FM News.
The governorship candidate of the Providence People's Congress, PPC, Fortune Okoronkwo, is advising youths to resist temptation by some politicians to be used as agents of violence in the forthcoming general elections. Speaking during the signing of peace accord by governorship candidates in Umuahia, Okoronkwo urged the electors to vote according to their conscience.
Not be used as campaign talks. Do not sell your vote. Do not mortgage your future. Go to the polls, vote your conscience, vote for your future, vote for the unborn generation. Ensure that you are not used as tools of violence. That is the message of Fortune Okoronkwo and the PPC Abia State.
He lamented that youths have become willing instruments for thuggery due to poverty and poor orientation.
They are willing to simply because they have been disempowered. Disempowered in the sense that they have not been given a platform to exercise their potential. And I've always said that any society that disempowers its youth is sitting on a gunpowder. And that is what we have had in Nigeria, in every part of our country. The youth have become willing tools because those who should empower them have failed in their respective responsibility to the youth. And so the youth now sees violence and election malfeasance as a platform for making money.
The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 9, Wilson Inalegu, is promising to deliver a peaceful and violent-free election in the zone. The AIG, who gave the assurance during the official handover ceremony in Umuahia, urged law-abiding citizens to shun all forms of violence during and after the forthcoming general elections.
I believe that our command, working in close collaboration with other sister security, we are going to deliver to our people a peaceful and violent-free election. That we will do with the support of our various communities Because if we work with our community, we'll be able to deliver to them what they need. And so, taking a lead, we are going to work collaboration with our community to be able to deliver to them the kind of security they require. And so we urge all law-abiding individuals to eschew violence and make a commitment to peace.
Earlier, the outgoing AIG Hosea Hassan Karma urged his colleagues to cooperate with the new Assistant Inspector General of Police to ensure a smooth running of the force.
Our permanent site almost ready for commission. That site had started almost 10 years ago. We had to challenge the state government, and graciously, Governor of Abia State had been so gracious. He took up the challenge, started the construction from the lintel level. Today, their main administrative block is completed with all the senior officers. He has equally furnished the place. All the furnitures are on ground.
Meanwhile, Etim Ene Okun has assumed duty as new commissioner at Abia State Police Command. At the handing over ceremony today, the new commissioner of police reassured the people of Abia State of adequate security of life and property. He said his immediate concern is the forthcoming general elections, as he promised all political parties of fairness during the exercise. Emotions are mixed as Umuahia residents trooped out en masse for the last-minute permanent voter cards collection. The voters expressed their concerns to Flow FM News during a monitoring of the collection of PVCs at the INEC office located at number 1 Adelabu Street, Umuahia.
I've been here since on Friday, but thank God today I've gotten it.
I've been here since about 3 minutes past 8 o'clock to pick up my PVC. The process is very slow, I must say, and it's discouraging. I don't think there's a whole lot of people here, and I doubt if about 1/4 of the people here will be able to pick theirs.
News now on Flow 94.9 FM continues shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. Stay tuned.
You are listening to News Now on Flow 94.9 FM.